Hello everybody, welcome back to another stream. I hope you are all doing fantastic as always. This one, yes, it's an exciting one. You can see that we are currently sitting in the E175 coming to Infinite Flight very, very soon. We're essentially doing a first look, a preview stream of the upcoming airplane today. We're flying from Washington Dulles over to LaGuardia, which actually takes us on to another talking point very quickly. Spoiler alert, LaGuardia is coming in 22.7, and it's a fantastic airport. It raises a few problems though, because we're flying to this brand new reworked 3D airport today as well, which of course you guys on 22.6 won't yet see, and you'll have an outdated taxiway layout. So when we land at LaGuardia, I'm going to try and taxi to parking as quick as possible, because it'll look like I'm cutting across grass and taxiing across places that maybe I shouldn't be taxiing on. So there's a problem there. So if you're wondering why I'm taking weird routes around LaGuardia once we arrive there, that's why. It's because I'm on a newer version of the airport. But it's a really fun one. Like I said, we're taking the brand new E175 for a spin today in the United Express livery. It's very nice. It's a beautiful plane, and I'm really excited to take this for a very quick, short 40-minute flight today over to LaGuardia. We do have a special guest as well, that being Laura. Laura will make an appearance in the next 15 minutes or so. Once we're airborne, we'll get Laura onto the stream to answer your questions. If you have any technical questions or anything you would love to ask a developer, because I'm not a developer, then of course save those and ask Laura once she's on the stream. I know that in previous streams you have some very technical questions that unfortunately I'm unable to answer, because I'm the community guy here. I stream and I make TikToks, basically. But save those questions. You can ask those to Laura in about 10 to 15 minutes' time. I'm going to focus on the departure out of Washington so we can get out of here really, really quickly. And so, of course, we can fly this brand new aeroplane and show it off in all of its glory. We'll hop into the flight deck, start things up. But before that, we'll take a quick walk around the aircraft so we can take a look at it. We'll hop into the flight deck, fire up the battery, fire up the APU, tune into the ATIS, contact ground, request pushback, and get out of here as quick as possible. It's a very busy stream. I think this is the busiest stream we've had on YouTube so far. Thank you so much for tuning in. I can see 1,022 people watching live. That's pretty insane. Thank you very much for stopping by. I can see we have 3 new channel members as well. If you're interested in becoming a channel member, the link is in the description. By doing so, you will support the AOPA Foundation's You Can Fly program, and all of the revenue generated by channel memberships goes right there. Anyway, that's enough waffling. Let's have a look around this aeroplane. Do a quick walk around, because that's very exciting. Hop into it, start it up, and get out of here. So we'll hop into the free cam then, real quick. Hopefully you should be able to hear the music just fine. We'll go on to the intel. Let's not show the cockpit just yet. There we go. That was a sneak peek there. Let's start from the front of the airplane. This is how you... I don't know. It might be airline specific, but this is how I've seen walk-arounds in real life on commercial jets. You pretty much start by looking at the door and then walking around this way. So here's the airplane. It's very nice. It's very nice indeed. Have a quick look at the engines. Walk under the wings. We'll do our pre-flight checks. Make sure everything's as it should be. And it is. Looks like the engines are airworthy, right? It looks like we should be able to fly today. Have a look at this wingtip. Really cool wingtip. So it's very unique. See, I was never a fan of this wingtip until I actually gave it a go in Infinite Flight. And it looks I feel like this is my favorite wingtip on the E-Jets. It's pretty nice. It looks really cool. Down the back then by the flaps. See the back of the engine landing gear. We'll take a walk through the cabin in just a moment. Making our way towards the tail. Pan around this area real quick. Looking good. Oh yeah. Back down the other side then. And here, I've got an idea real quick. Let's go ahead and go into the ground services and request catering. And we'll go in through the rear door and into the flight deck that way. This can be our way into the airplane today before we fire it up. Can you show us deliveries? We'll keep that a surprise for the time being. There we go. Let's hop into here then. Open up. Knock, knock, cabin crew. We need to come in. Yes. Right. Boarding the airplane then. In through the back. Through the cabin. And towards the flight deck. To where we'll start this airplane up. Of course, we'll answer many more questions and all of that good stuff once we're airborne and jetting off out of here. Through the flight deck door then, into the stunning cockpit of this aeroplane. It's very, very nice. With that being said, let's go ahead and fire it up. So, into the electrical menu here in the systems, battery and the APU can be turned on. You'll see it start to come to life. It's a little bit of a lengthy process in the E-Jet, but eventually everything boots up. And I'll let you watch that very quickly. After that, we'll tune into the 𝗖𝗛𝗔𝗡𝗟 and pretty much continue the stream as it would be a normal stream. But wow, it's a busy stream. This is awesome. There we go. So it's firing up. Stunning details. Have a quick look around here. Look at this. Okay. Yeah. Let's hop into the captain's seat. We'll get rid of the ground services. We don't need any of those. Let's focus on the flying today and showing off this new aeroplane. Weight and balance is already set. Flight plan's already complete. We're flying on the expert server today, as you can tell below me in the face cam there. Of course, if you are joining us, please do follow rules and respect fellow pilots around you so that we can have a lovely, smooth stream today over to LaGuardia. And of course, copy the flight plan. So we can all stay nice in uniform, and essentially we can keep that train of planes through the sky all the way over to New York today. Anyway, we're pretty much ready to go. Let's tune into the 𝗖𝗛𝗔𝗡𝗟 really quickly to see what's being said over there. In addition to that, we'll turn our nav lights on, seatbelts and no smoking, information alpha, visibility 10, landing runways, 19 left, 19 right, 12, departing, 19 center, 19 left. Advise on initial contact you have information alpha. Lovely, so it hasn't changed since the last time I listened to it, which is always a good thing. We don't have to learn anything new that way. Let's tune out then. Contact ground. With that being said, we're pretty much ready to go. Let's have a look at the outside again quickly. We'll attach that tug. Turn the beacon light on.
Washington Dulles ground, corporate 10, ready to taxi with information alpha. Washington Dulles ground,
and get out of here.
United 2442,
Request pushback, specific runway, 19 left. We're departing east today, and we're cruising at flight level 190, which is actually relatively low. It's quite a short flight anyway. We're taking a 215 nautical mile flight, so pretty much by the time we're up, it's time to come back down. We're hoping to do the expressway visual today. Opposition. Okay, who's around us here? I'm not too sure. Yeah, we're hoping to do the visual onto runway 31 at LaGuardia, which is a really fun approach. I practiced it a little earlier today, so that should be a fun one if we are, of course, cleared for that. We should be. I believe the 𝗖𝗛𝗔𝗡𝗟 is currently at LaGuardia saying that, of course, 31 is in use, so hopefully we can do the visual. That'll be fun. Hopefully we can push nice and quick here. I hear a plane. Air France 777 to our right. Could that have been the reason why we were told to hold? Potentially. I think so. Oh no, there's an aeroplane there. Makes very much sense. So there we go. We'll wait for Infinite California here to taxi off, which they're doing now. And there we go. Pushback approved. Expect runway 19 left. So parking brakes off. Beacon light is on, and let's go ahead and press that push button.
Cactus 116 heavy, ready for pushback with information alpha, requesting runway 19 left. Washington Dulles ground, United 1130, ready for pushback with information.
I'm excited. I get quite nervous when there's 1,000 people watch this guy. I mean, that's quite a big number. That's incredible. Aviator Griff, Infinite. I said that completely wrong. IO Finland, welcome to the stream. Captain EU. Go around, King of the Skies, Volants, Aviator Griff, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream.
Washington Dulles ground, United 562, ready to taxi to runway 19.
Nick, welcome. Good to see you. Drop flaps 2 during pushback. Is that what you do, Matt? I mean, if you say so. Hey, you're the real pilot here. I'm the fake pilot, Matt. Do you actually drop the flaps during pushback? Is that a thing? Yes, IRL procedure. Okay, sure. Okay, right. Let's start the engine then. We'll start engine 1 and then drop the flaps. Flaps 2. Flaps 2 for departure today.
Washington Dulles ground. Oscar Yankee Golf Romeo
Can we get a
November.
wing
Ready
camera?
for
Yes, of
pushback
course we
with
can. We can set those up in
information
just a moment as we're taxiing out to the runway. Let's go ahead and stop the pushback here then.
Expect runway 19 center.
Parking brake is on.
Washington Dulles ground.
And we'll go ahead and
United
detach the tug.
562. Ready to taxi to runway 19 left with information Alpha.
Washington Dulles ground. United.
Let the engine fire up. We'll taxi out on one engine, then just start engine 2 a couple of minutes before departure. We should be out the runway anyway in no time.
Taxiing to runway 19 center. United 562.
I'm plane spotting at Dulles in real life right now, said Noah. That's awesome. Okay, right. Use a bit of trim then. Spoilers can go to armed, and the auto brakes can go to, of course, max here, in case we have an RTO. And we can request taxi out to 19 left.
Washington Dulles ground. Alpha Victor Delta Alpha November. Ready to taxi to runway 19 left with information Alpha. Washington Dulles ground.
Should be airborne in no time. Doesn't look like this place is very busy at the moment, which is actually kind of nice once I mean, actually looking back, it looks like the airport's relatively busy. There we go. Taxi to 19 left and contact tower when ready. Okay. So we just should start rolling then. You can see we're rolling now without any throttle whatsoever. Increase the power slightly. Taxi out on one engine for now. And as I said, we'll start engine 2 at some point soon. You can see that engine 2 is currently off.
Washington Dulles ground. Airbus 8330. Ready to taxi to runway
At what day
19
can we
left
fly
with
this
information
aeroplane?
Alpha.
At some point soon. Of course, we won't drop a release date, but I'd say just be patient. It's around the corner, and I'm sure that you'll receive it shortly. Okay. Here we go then. Take the second left. Stay on that center line here.
Washington Dulles ground. Oscar Yankee Golf Romeo November. Ready for pushback with information Alpha.
I'm still pretty surprised that you're supposed to drop your flaps during pushback. Thanks, Matt, for letting me know that. There we go. Then, of course, we're not taking a 90-degree turn. Any faster than 10 knots ground speed. Keeping it on 10 or below. There's Lee in front of us there.
Washington Dulles ground. United 163A. Ready for pushback with information Alpha.
Washington Dulles ground. Uniform Romeo Sierra Uniform Sierra. Ready for pushback with
Looks like Lee's leading the way today
Washington Dulles ground.
on this 215 nautical mile trip.
Romeo Killer.
Been on air now for 16 minutes. Laura's probably like, this is longer than Dan said. Soon, Laura, if you're listening, I'll get you on the stream soon. Infinite Flights England, what's up? Electric Galaxy, welcome to the stream.
Washington Dulles ground. Shuttle 901. Ready for pushback with information Alpha. Requesting runway 19 left.
Washington Dulles
Traffic is
ground.
too chaotic. It's not actually that bad here at the moment. I think other streams have been considerably worse. Let's have a look here. Okay, no, maybe it's quite a busy place. We've definitely seen, I think when we done the stream from London Heathrow to Paris Charles de Gaulle, that was quite a busy stream. That was a very, very busy stream. The entire airport was full, and by the time we were landing at Paris Charles, there were still airplanes waiting for takeoff at Heathrow, so I think that's probably our record. Nolan, welcome to First Officer. Thank you very much for becoming a channel member. Enjoy your extra perks.
United 749. Ready for pushback with information Alpha. Requesting runway 19 left.
Pushback approved. Delta 3225.
There we go. We'll continue straight ahead.
Charlie Foxtrot Juliet uniform
Let's see. We'll make the next right-hand turn, line up on the runway, and get out of here. It should be a really, really quick roll today.
United 163A.
We're super light. We're not carrying too much fuel. Not too many passengers, and actually not too much baggage either, so should be out of here in no time.
Washington Gulls Ground. Oscar Hotel
There we go.
Oscar
2 minutes before
Hotel
departure then. Let's go ahead and start engine
Runway
2.
19 center with information Alpha.
Washington Dulles Ground. United 840 Mike Heavy.
Let that stabilize and then we'll get going.
Pushback with information Alpha.
Delta Tango Uniform Romeo.
Maybe we'll set up the wing views. I actually underestimated how short the taxi was. We'll set up the wing views once we're airborne.
1638.
And we're
Ready
answering
for
some
pushback
questions that
with
way.
Information Alpha.
Infinite Flight Pilot, welcome to First Officer.
Taxi at your discretion.
Washington Dulles Ground. Charlie Foxtrot Juliet Uniform Alpha.
Slowing down
Ready to
then.
Taxi to runway 19 left with information Alpha.
Contact tower in just a second.
Echo, please check side runway.
Washington Dulles Ground. Oscar Yankee Golf Romeo November. Ready for pushback with information.
Let's just straighten up here.
Washington Dulles Ground. United 1638.
This will be my second time flying in the virtual cockpit here, so
Golf Lima Echo
let's hope for the best.
Washington Dulles Ground. Cactus 634 heavy.
Okay, slowing down then.
Pushback with information Alpha. Washington Dulles Ground.
Over to
United
tower.
16
Request departure. 19 left, departing east.
16.
And send.
Washington Dulles Tower. Alpha Victor Delta Alpha November. Ready for departure.
APU can come off.
19 left. Departing east.
Washington Dulles Tower. Papa 4 November Delta Alpha. Alpha Victor Delta.
19 left, clear for takeoff. Lovely stuff. Let's do this. So let's taxi onto the runway. As we enter the runway, we'll turn those strobes and landing lights on.
Papa 4 November Delta Alpha. Hold short of runway 19 center. Holding short runway.
Any
19
giveaways,
center.
Dan? Yeah, sure. I don't see a problem with that. We can do a giveaway later on in the stream. We'll do a keyword giveaway. We'll let Laura pick the keywords. There we go, lining up then. We'll increase the throttle to about 40% N1. Then throttle up to about 85% N1. Okay, right, quickly calibrate. Let's do this. 40% N1. And up we go.
PS 751 Victor Alpha.
Be airborne in no time. We're super light.
Runway 19 center.
It's around 80.
And wait runway 19
Five.
center. UPS 751 Victor Alpha.
Alpha Papa Papa.
There's 100 knots already.
Runway when able. Contact ground on the taxiway. Wilco. Alpha Papa Papa Lima.
There we go. Let's start to pull back here. We are airborne, pitching up to 12 to 15 degrees. Gears coming up.
Washington
A left-hand
Dulles
turn
Tower.
soon.
United 2442. Ready for departure at runway 19 left. Departing straight on.
Traffic just ahead of us. Just keep an eye on this traffic here. I'm not too sure how close they are. I can't quite see. I can see them on the TCAS at the moment. 1,600 feet above us. Let's make a left-hand turn. Turn the LNAV on and just continue as files for the time being. And if we need to make some spacing, then we can do so. Pitch down a bit then. Let that speed increase. Bring those flaps up shortly. They might be escorts. Looks like an F-18 over there.
Alpha Victor Delta
We'll
Alpha
rocket up
November.
to
Contact New York Center on
19,000.
128.0.
Over to New York Center on 128.00. Apply handoff, send and switch. And we will check in IFR.
Delta Alpha November. New York Center. Alpha Victor Delta Alpha November. New York 3000.
New York Center.
Let's bring those flaps up.
215, with you at 25,900.
Alpha Victor Delta Alpha November. Radar contact. FedEx 215. Radar contact.
There we go then. Making our way towards the flight plan. Let's have a look on the outside here. There it is in all its glory. Up to 19,000 feet.
Turn left heading 050. Delta 910 Victor Alpha.
Okay. Give us a second here. There's 250 knots. We'll keep it at that. Climb as we are. Soar through 10,000 feet. And let me set up the guest here. Okay, everybody, say hello to Laura.
Delta 910 Victor
Can you hear
Alpha.
me?
Yes, I can hear you fine. Maybe if you could turn up your gain just a pinch, that'd be great.
How about now? Is it better?
Tiny bit more. We're almost there.
How about now?
Yes, that's perfect.
All right.
Hello, Laura. Welcome to the stream. It's been a while. How are you doing?
Very good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not too bad. It's exciting to fly this. We have a lot of live viewers right now, which
I
is
can see
different. It's slightly nerve-wracking, but you get used to it, I guess.
Maybe stressful for you on the landing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Gotta
yeah.
be on your A game.
No pressure there. So the E175, it's nearly here. We're flying it.
Exciting.
It is pretty exciting.
It's been a long time coming. I think the development started last year, at the end of last year, and obviously, you know, a significant part of our artist team being in Ukraine, they've been impacted by the situation over there.
Contacting Washington Center on
It was kind of
127.0
delayed a few things, even lately. We were waiting for some livery fixes that delayed us. Bombings there kind of delayed. So yeah, we're glad to finally have it out soon, and it's pretty cool to see the instruments now on a live stream. It took a long time because they're all slightly different when you look at the 737 or the 75 compared to the Airbus. Again, if we do another Airbus burst, it's easy to port instruments over. Even if it's not the same aspect ratio, we can just reuse a lot of the components. You know, there's the CDI or the map, or you know, just some of those bits that are essentially the same. But the E-Jets, we had never done one, so a lot of the instruments were just slightly different. So there's not much that we could actually reuse. A lot of it had to be adapted, and the fonts had to be changed. And it's things like if you zoom in on the CDI, you'll see that I'll let you do your comms.
The CDI?
Yeah,
Just an
underneath
abbreviation.
the horizon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That depending on the aircraft, sometimes the numbers are on the outside, sometimes the ticks are on the outside, sometimes the number is up aligned, so they always have it facing up. Sometimes they don't. So it's always like sometimes the ticks are bigger. Same for the wind direction. Sometimes it's two components, or it's something that can be set in the settings. So there's always a little bit of differences that we have to account for. Because we'd like, you know, obviously we're not, you know, pixel to pixel perfect compared to the real thing, but we try to be as close as we can for the stuff that you can do in infinite flight.
Was the, like, in terms of creating the instruments for the flight deck, was it quite a big challenge for this aeroplane in particular, as opposed to what it was like for the 320, for example?
It's about the same. It's just a grind. Well, I'd say this one was more complicated because the ECAM in the center and the PFD, the MFD are quite different, and they have this profile view which shows you the altitude of all your waypoints. And contrary to what we have on the 350, this one actually will show you the altitudes of the waypoints. So if you have a waypoint that's higher than you, it'll show you like a proper difference in altitude.
It's pretty neat.
It is pretty neat.
So, I think we should address the elephant in the room here. When we started the stream.
There's an elephant?
Well, let me check.
There's nothing here.
There were quite a few questions regarding sounds, and I figured it would be best to let you lead on this one.
Yeah, so the sounds, unfortunately, we won't have sounds for that one. There's a host of reasons why we've gone over those quite extensively. It's finding the right sounds is difficult, and once we have them, we have to mix them all together. And I think a big part of the reason is why it's sometimes difficult for us to add them is the sound system we use is kind of a black box. And we'd rather make sure that we can add more sounds before, it causes any problems, because sounds are pretty big. They're not just like a small texture. They're pretty big, and if for some reason we find out that there's an issue, and it's because of the sounds, we can't take the sounds out. People will riot and go to the pitchforks. That's why. But some of you may have noticed that we've expanded the developer team. 𝗖𝗛𝗔𝗡𝗚𝗏 joined us. So we'll have more time to work on other things. There's a lot of things that we're doing every day that's not really visible to the outside public. And I see some people in the comments saying that they're canceling their pro subscription over some small issues or issues that are important to them. I would say just because from one update to the other there's not that much of a difference doesn't mean that a lot of things are not happening. Like today, I was working on something that Philippe has been working on for quite a bit of time, and it's not glamorous. We have to update the way we compile the app, and it's to a new system that's quite different, and it causes tons of issues, takes a long time to debug, and if we don't do that, at some point we are going to be forced to transition over to that system, and we won't be able to ship versions until that's done. So we're taking time out of the regular course of development to do those tasks which we don't want to do, but we have to do them. And it's the same for the current system we use for creating, for compiling aircraft, basically from what the artists send us into what the app can understand, is something has a lot of what we call technical debt. It's old systems that need to be adapted, and sometimes there's there's issues that we know may happen at some point, but we try to push it further down. It's like a government debt. It's like, oh, it's someone else's problem down the line, but now it's our problem. So we have to fix it, and we have to adapt a few things. And sometimes it's just a matter of changing a library or changing a piece of code. And in the case of changing the way we load aircraft, the models, it's quite a bit of things that we have to change. And that's, unfortunately, it's not something that users will see from one update to the other. We just cannot do it in a month and a half. It's just not possible. So I understand the frustration of some of the users. We're doing the best we can. I can guarantee you we're not lazy, because we've seen that quite a bit.
Yeah.
We're not lazy. You can ask anyone in the team, or even the moderators, when the team is online, and even part of the beta people. I fix bugs on weekends. I work on weekends. I work late at night, early in the morning. We're doing the best we can with what we have. But yeah, we're also heavy users of the app, so anything that's bothering you, it bothers us as well. Oh
yeah, for sure. I mean, it's one of those things as well where a lot happens behind the scenes.
Yeah,
a lot happens behind the scenes.
And it's frustrating for us, because sometimes we want to work on something that's going to benefit the end user in the next update, and then something shows up, an email from Google saying hey, we're updating the purchase API subscriptions, and you've got a month to fix it. So we have to go and update the library, and it causes issues. So it takes us out of the regular stuff that we want to do, that we want to ship to users. It's unfortunate, but this is how it is, you know.
It's a shame that it has to be that way, of course. But hey, things are happening. Things happen behind the scenes quite a lot of the time. It's like it was similar to when I was on the ramp at Gatwick, for example. It was one of those sort of situations where you don't see what we do. We're like invisible. A lot of things are happening. Things that you don't realize, or things that maybe you might not be so interesting for of course subscribers. I'm sure some bugs that you're fixing are very boring and not worth sharing. So we understand the frustration.
Yeah.
But of course, we thrive to make this the best it can be. We're able. So
yeah, and sometimes there's things that especially Philippe and Kevin are working on, which are like things that we're going to ship 6 months or a year down the line. And it's tough for them as well, because sometimes they have to go back to other things that are not super exciting. It's just a fact of life, I suppose, and it happens in a lot of different jobs where there's a task you have to finish, but there's things that depend on it that need to be done. It's just how it is.
I've got a question for you, Laura.
Go ahead.
In the entire phase of development for the E175, what was the best part and the worst part, the part that made you want to just shut your computer down and never return to it?
The best part, I think, was the instruments. I think it was fun to work on the instruments, yeah. And I would say the worst part was probably, it's not really like that I didn't like doing it, it's just the flight physics.
Right, yeah.
Took a bit of time to tweak. I assumed that the model that we had before was not that bad, but there was quite a bit of issues. And at some point I tried to fix something for that Deer sent me. He's like, yeah, the plane can climb, this much N1, fully loaded, 15 degrees pitch up. I was trying, I couldn't do it. I was like, dude, are you sure? Because it seems like it's a lot.
Yeah.
And feels like if I tweak it further, it's gonna break other things. It's like, it's when you're trying to, everybody's grabbing a little bit of the when you're in bed, the quilt.
Yeah.
When it's not big enough, like sometimes I try to fix one thing, or someone tells me like, hey, flight levels with this attitude or this this N1, I should be going at this max speed, and the pitch should be this much. And if I tweak that, obviously, there's things that I can tweak in cruise that are going to affect the attitude in short final. So it takes a long time to test those. It's not that I don't like it, but it's sometimes frustrating when I can't figure out the right numbers.
I think that brings us onto a good sort of discussion point that we worked closely with Matt, who was a real-world E175 pilot, who really provided us with a lot of information, especially to do with the performance of the aircraft, to make this as accurate as we can possibly make it. So we're excited, of course, to ship it and to let everybody have a go of this airplane. It's as accurate as we can literally make it. We work with a real-world pilot who's certified on this airplane to bring it to life. So it shouldn't have any flaws.
Yeah. I mean, it probably has
some
slight differences.
Yeah.
I mean, for that, I would like to send like big shout out to Matt for his help on this. Yeah, and 12.5 degrees was the value. It wasn't 15. And then we'll have a great tutorial to explain all that.
Definitely.
On YouTube. I'm trying to go through the questions.
Yeah, here, if you've got any questions in the chat, then of course feel free to ask. We'll try and filter through them within the reason, of course. If they're questions that aren't worth answering, then we just... What I'm trying to say here is thoughtful questions would be great. No silly questions, please.
Someone asked me if I'm gay. Yes. Not that it matters, but... what else? Someone's asking me if there's DFW. We don't control the airports that are being made. It's community members who are part of the scenery editing team who will decide what they want to do. So it's purely community led. We trust them to do, whatever they want to do.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of airports in the works. There's a lot, again, that goes on without you realizing. There are so many airports, and it's absolutely brilliant to see. The editors do an amazing job. I saw a question in the chat here about Chicago. Is Chicago coming with 22.7? It isn't, but I can say that it's making incredible progress. It's coming along nice and quickly. Hopefully, I mean, it's not to confirm anything, but I would like to see it within the next release if I can work fast enough on it. It depends. Chris and I are working as quick as we can. The thing is, it's a huge airport. It's massive. It certainly is a lot to work on. Of course, we're trying to make it as accurate as possible as well. The old airport, the taxiway layout was incorrect. We had to rework a lot of the 2D side of things, which was quite a big task, cutting loads of holes and making things look how they should look in real life. But the 3D aspect coming along lovely. 2D's pretty much done. We're making some really smooth progress, and hopefully we can get it out to you as soon as possible. But yeah, you have my word. Chris and I were working as fast as we can.
Yeah, these big airports are quite a daunting task.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's a lot of small details. It's easy to sometimes forget that a significant portion of a terminal was not even done. Yeah. And you're like, oh no, there's no gates here, so you have to do it. Or sometimes the terminal is like not placed properly, or it's a daunting task.
It is. I feel like after Chicago, my next airport will be a nice small one. I don't want to go near a massive one for a while.
So I saw questions about clouds and weather.
Good question.
We have seen things internally that will improve clouds. Not weather, I mean, sort of weather, but it's experiments that we're working on. There's nothing to share yet, and it's part of like a side branch we're working on that has all the latest technical improvements, and no one at the company except the person who's working on it can actually enjoy those new things. So it's still not even in alpha, being actively developed. And when we're working on features like this, especially heavily graphics intensive stuff, having it work on PC is one thing. Making it work on mobile device is another set of problems, because we have less memory, less power, less everything.
And it's similar to when you were working on the taxiway lighting. Didn't
Yeah.
you say that when you were working on that you had like one frame or something ridiculous, really low on PC?
Yeah, so we had to work around and lower, because the lighting system was improved a bit, but it's not where we'd like it to be. So sometimes we just have to make the call and be like, okay, this is good enough for that update. But let's keep in mind it needs to be redone. Yeah,
Iterate as we go.
exactly.
FedEx 215 is 7 nautical miles.
Will Luton be in 22.7? It will not be in 22.7. Not too sure when that one will make it into the simulator, but hopefully in the near future.
Request frequency change.
See a lot of questions regarding reworks. Of course, if you would like to vote for a rework, you can head to our community forum, community.infiniteflight.com, where you can vote for your favorite feature that you'd love to see in the flight simulator. That's the best place that you can go, and share your thoughts there. But I mean, it'd be nice to rework planes, right, Laura?
Sorry, I was reading the comments.
I was saying it'd be nice to rework planes as we go, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is like redoing the E-jets is pretty cool because
Turn right heading 110.
the E-jets were shipped a long time ago.
Oh yeah. Was it like 2012?
No,
Something
maybe,
like that?
maybe 2013.
2013? No, 2014? I feel like we're making dates up now.
I don't know.
I don't
I'm pretty
know.
sure someone in the chat.
a
someone in the
while
chat knows.
ago.
Yeah, they were not new.
Unable to provide services to this airport at the
Look
moment.
for the other
Proceed on
questions in there.
Roger. FedEx 215.
We're almost at LaGuardia. Flight time of 24 minutes so far. Descending through 12,800 here. Hopefully we can do that visual.
Delta Alpha. Requesting descent via Corey for arrival.
Like quite a bit of dots over there. I'm actually
Turn right heading 100.
waiting for you, that plane and the iPad behind me.
Oh, you're waiting. Are we revealing what we're waiting for there at the end of the stream?
I don't know.
I
People
don't
can
know.
try to figure it out.
It's like a spoiler.
Yeah, it's something behind me.
There's something behind Laura on an iPad. Can you guess? You'll find out soon. Soon is our favorite word.
Yeah.
Laura, shall we do a giveaway on this stream?
Sure.
Yeah. Let's have a look here. I'm going to start slowing down. We could do one now before we land, or we could do one. I mean, we're scheduled to land in the next 10 minutes, so maybe it's best to do that once we've parked up and answer the final questions, I would say.
It's up to you.
I think it'll work best because the rest of the stream is going to be relatively, well, for me anyway, it's going to be relatively fast-paced in terms of concentrating on the actual flying side of things. So,
I see a question on the E190. So the work on the E190 has already started. Obviously from the same team in Ukraine, so bear in mind that there could be some delays again with that. But the good thing about the E190 is very similar to the 175. So all we're gonna have to do is expand the fuselage. I think the gear's a little bit different, and a few other things, but should be fairly quick to do. Crossing fingers.
Apple approval status, said Justin. We keep that one a secret.
I think it was tweeted that it's waiting for a review.
Yeah. I think
We have no control over this.
No.
It's just completely random. Sometimes it'll be quick, sometimes it takes forever. You know, I wish they had a system like Android does where they do this kind of lazy review. If you've been in the store for quite a bit, there's no reason to think that you're gonna damage your reputation by shipping something that shouldn't be shipped. So I wish they had a way to just let it go through and then at their own pace review whatever we ship instead of kind of blocking releases like that. But hey, we don't control it.
New York Pro. Yeah, we've had that in the past where it's been sent off for review and Apple was like, nope.
Yeah, and sometimes it's for stuff like there's one time where we're like, they told us no to something and we're like, bro, we've been shipping this for the past year and a half, so what are you doing? And it looks like now those restrictions are not like we've seen other people not doing what they were asking us to do. So we're like, do we even need it anymore? So it looks every time I look at the complaints about that particular rejection reason, a lot of it happened in 2020. So it almost seems like one reviewer trip, or maybe they changed their rules. I don't know. But yeah, it's been, in all fairness, it's been easier than at the beginning. In 2012, when we first shipped the app, it took us about 2 weeks to get a
Really?
1 to 2 weeks to get an answer.
Wow.
So it was pretty frustrating when they told us like, no, the app is crashing when you do this, with no information. We had to wait a week and a half to get even a result of that crash, and then kind of guess what could have crashed because they were not super helpful. If you send them an email like, can you give me more? What were you doing? What did you click on? Like, what happened? You know, or give us, sometimes the message they sent was like super cryptic, and it's like, it's not really clear you clicked on that or that. Like, I know they're not QA, but like, so now they're better. It takes less time, and we have ways to actually talk to people, which is better.
I guess initially publishing an app on the App Store, I can imagine it would be like that in general anyway. For you know, I can imagine it's quite challenging because it's like a first as such.
Yeah. And there's tons of little things in the guidelines that are not super obvious that they will remind you of when you ship the app.
And I guess back then as well, of course we have beta testers now as well, but I'd assume there wasn't very many beta testers back then that were able to find these bugs and these crashes and how to reproduce these crashed in the simulator. So that would have also.
Yeah, we actually had quite a bit of beta testers.
Oh really?
Yeah. You can probably find the teaser video we pushed out. I think it was in November 2011, where you see me playing with the I think it was the iPad 2. And around the same time we put out a call for testers, and back then TestFlight was a standalone thing. It was not owned by Apple.
Oh really?
Yeah, so we used TestFlight, which was a separate app, and we had quite a few people who joined the beta program back then, but they couldn't repro. Like the issue we've had initially was some random crash, even when they were launching the app, and I couldn't figure out what it was. None of our users had the issue. It seemed to be something just in their network. I was in Silicon Valley at the time, so I had friends who worked at Apple, and I was like, dude, can you just launch this, in the Apple network and tell me what shows on the screen, because like I'm losing my mind, And I had quit my job, like I needed.
Right. Yeah.
I needed to survive, so. It's quite frustrating.
A landing rate program would be sick, according to Savvy J. Actually, that sparks an idea.
Landing what?
Landing rate? Actually, no. This, I don't know if this is possible, but this sparks an idea. Do you know when you end a flight and you get the details of the flight? Could we ever show the landing rate in there, feet per minute?
I mean, like, oh yeah, sure. We'd have to show it if there's multiple landings in what you show. So you have to have like average of all of them. But it does. I think that the XP that you get is impacted depending on your landing quality.
Right. Yep.
And wins and a bunch of things. So it's kind of obscure right now. We'd love to make it a little more open, what's happening and how the whole algorithm works. But yeah, it would be fun to have at least as soon as you land some kind of rating.
Right. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. like a drop down or something from the top of the screen saying, "Hey, that was a rubbish landing." Well, that was a good land.
You can go if you look at the F18. No, the A10. I think the A10 has that. It has a G meter on the panel. So if you look at the maximum G,
Yep.
but you can't reset it though. So
Oh right, yeah.
yeah.
What's curious? Somebody said there. I think Captain EU said, "I'm curious. What's behind?" When you talk about the iPads or the flight deck, here's the back of the flight deck. I think they're referring to the iPad screen, which is slightly blurry.
Yeah.
It's a big tease.
There's the inside the cabin. I don't know if you've shown it. The cabin is pretty cool.
Yeah, we took a glance at the cabin. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
The seating configuration as well, 2 and 1. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Small plane. Getting closer to the airport here. Hopefully I can do this visual approach as it's supposed to be done. It's a really tight turn towards the runway.
Which one you going in now?
Runway 31 on the expressway visual.
Okay.
It should be, you should be able to see the chart on streaming if you want to follow along.
Yeah. I loved. I used to live in northern New York, like a northern part of near Connecticut, and whenever I had to pick up or drop off to do at JFK, we drove by on the Whitestone Bridge. I forgot the name of the other one. I always go by the LaGuardia, and you see those amazing takeoffs.
Oh really?
With the turn, super cool. Very distracting.
Whereabouts are you parked up at LaGuardia? Because we can try and park next to you to, of course,
I'm
show.
on the I think it's north. Yeah, northwest side. Near the transient.
Let's have a look.
Fast Eagle 940 heavy. Expect vectors for the visual approach runway 31 at
I think it's where they have
Click on random aeroplanes until I find you.
it's not. Yeah, I'm the lonely one. I think on the.
Oh here. Yeah, I see you. I got you. Yeah. You hadn't loaded in.
United 501. Turn right.
Right. Okay. So down to 2,500.
Maintain current altitude until established on the local
Laura, feel free
license.
to answer some questions, of course, in the chat whilst I focus on this part now. We're just a quick update for everybody. We're about to land, and I'm about to attempt the visual approach here. So things could go terribly wrong, but I'll try my best.
Someone's asking if we have plans for the 737 MAX. For now, just go in the forum and vote for it. We haven't discussed 737 MAX at this time. Camera angles for the 787, I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to look at the bug list. We did fix quite a bit of issues for that version. A lot of the crash that were reported. We try to go every release over the top few crashes that have been reported. We get some metrics on the crashes, so we try to go over those. And sometimes we can't fix them right away because we need more information. So we try to do that. There should be some like a better experience for this next version.
Right. Open sight. Cleared visual approach 3-1. Okay, here it goes.
All right. I was asking, so Sean Lewis, would you add interior designs to match the outside airline livery? We could. The problem with liveries and maybe having them inside is we need to load a new set of textures for that aircraft. So we'd have to load an entire new set of textures for the seats and whatnot, for something that's only visible to you. So we'd have to add, I think it would probably be wise not to load it for the other airplanes, only for you. So it needs a little bit of coding. Legendary Daniel is asking, are you guys going to add taxiway letters like Bravo, Charlie, etc.? So the editors already know that they can name taxiways in the flight. And I have worked on a way to create basically progressive taxi, like complete taxi instructions all the way to the runway, and also to the parking. So it's something that's dependent on some server changes, and we're trying to bundle those changes into like some bigger work that we're doing. That includes also synchronizing the states of gates and ground services as well. So it's, you know, something we're working on.
I think with Captain Cameron ahead of us here, I'm not too sure what to do in the sense of, I'm not quite on the visual here, but I'm going to follow them anyway because otherwise it will close a gap between us. So.
Someone's asking, so Donald A. Giogu, sorry if I butchered your name, what's the next plane that's going to be added, updated? So the next one is going to be the E190. We'd run a poll, I think maybe last year, to figure out which, because we couldn't redo the 170, 175, 1995, so we decided to just pick two. And the 175 and 190 won the poll, so next one is going to be the 190. And like I said earlier, work has already started, but no timeline for the release yet.
Wilco, Delta 910 Victor Alpha.
Approach strobes in the future. Yeah, I mean, we've had some tests, and they were not conclusive because a lot of the lights behavior is controlled on the GPU, and in code that was not easy to change. But yeah, 350-900, so Leeds Aviation is asking if we're going to have it. Again, go in the forum and vote. It's going to be a hard one because we already have the 900, so I'm pretty sure other folks probably want to see other types of planes.
Is that for the 350?
The 350-900.
You see the 350-1000. That's a nice plane.
It is nice. You know, we saw a few this summer in the U.S. And I think we saw one also in Gatwick last month, right?
Gatwick? 350? 1000?
No, sorry, Gatwick, in Heathrow.
Oh yeah, with plenty.
I forgot which one it was that we saw, but...
It's like, Gatwick? 350, 1000?
No.
That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, any questions about aircraft? I can't promise. I can't give out any release dates. All I can say is, you know, go on the forum and vote for the ones you prefer, because that's the only way to influence the development of the plane.
That was a terrible turn. Quite conscious with the traffic ahead, so I took it a little bit wide.
That's okay. No one's judging. Only 800 people watching.
Yeah, exactly. Well, okay, right. Let's see if I can land smoothly.
Go back in the list. Same for the 3D airport questions. It's out of our hands. It's really up to the scenery editors. They're the ones who make the decision. So, yeah.
United 501, number 1, runway 22, clear to
The next airplane after the 190, stay tuned. We're going to communicate on that. But I just can't share anything at this point.
Oh, that wasn't a bad landing.
Someone's asking what's on the iPad. I think if you park next to me, people will see what it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll off the runway a little bit later and park next to you.
However, like if you guess what it is, before we
Okay.
see it on the stream.
Oh. When able to turn left. Okay, right, we'll make a left-hand turn here.
It's a good-looking aircraft.
There we go.
Someone's asking about the A380 rework. Same. Make sure you vote for it. It definitely needs a little bit of love,
Yeah.
and I think I would enjoy working on it.
I would love to see the 380.
Will there be any free liveries for the E175? There will not be any free liveries for the 175. It's always been a paid aircraft, so it's going to be paid in 22.7 as well.
Okay, right. I'm going to try to get to where you're parked.
November 1 Charlie Mike. Hold short of runway
Like
22.
next right.
November 1 Charlie
Yeah,
Mike.
I mean,
Cross
if I go
runway
next
22.
right, there's an aircraft. Looks like there's an, I don't know, maybe not. It looked like the 321 was blocking the taxiway, but that's fine.
Someone's asking if there's new features in this version. If we don't consider the E-Jet a new feature, there's not much that we've added as in terms of like pure features. This update got a lot of like under the hood optimizations, and there's a couple of things that you'll notice, which are not necessarily features for the simulator itself, but more for infinite flight in general. So stay tuned for that.
Okay, here we go. Before we get too close to Laura, let's
Any
get some
guesses?
guesses. Yeah.
Any guesses?
I'm going to stop where I am. You can see that Laura is in the E175. So that can only mean one thing. It's probably livery related. So let's get some guesses in the chat.
Lots of lots. Delta.
Taxi to runway 31. Contact tower when ready. Taxiing to
KLM.
runway 31. JetBlue 171. Crossing runway 22.
Northwest Airlines.
910
Oh my God. They're all coming in.
Yeah, they're coming in fast.
Taxi to parking at your discretion. Royal Nepal 251. Taxi to runway 31.
Air
Contact
Transat.
tower
The
when
private.
ready.
No, it's not the
Taxi
private
to
jet. It's
runway
one that we
31.
haven't shown yet,
Royal Nepal 251.
unless I'm mistaken.
Taxiing to parking.
Yeah, watch it be one we've blasted all over social media like 3 times or something.
Air France does not have E175. I think Hop had some, which is some kind of
Yes.
subsidiary.
So-
Please expedite.
Infinite flight. We don't have an infinite flight livery for that one. We gave it to the Tulip livery, which
the
is
Tulip.
absolutely amazing.
Ladward
Um,
Cactus 6973.
oh my God, maybe you should go forward. And
Did
it's not,
you see Jason's message?
no, I
Check
haven't. seen-
Jason's message.
LaGuardia Ground, United 515. Ready for pushback with information Foxtrot.
Let's see. Here we go. We're
United 515.
Getting
Jason has
closer.
his release schedule for
Pushback approved. United
very
515.
distilled. It's not gonna
there you
load.
are.
That's gonna be embarrassing. Oh. All right.
There we go.
LaGuardia Ground, Delta 2022.
Haven't actually had a chance to fly with that
Ready
livery
for
yet.
Pushback with information India. United 501. Taxi to parking.
Republic Airways.
Discretion.
He's pretty good.
Pretty nice. We need to find a spot to park as well at the same time. There's not very
No.
much parking over here.
Expect runway 31. LaGuardia Ground, Papa 4 November Delta
So someone said they had guessed it.
Taxi to
James
parking.
Malley.
Pushback
We'll have to go
approved.
back in the chat
Delta
and see.
2022.
Oh, please maintain safe distance of aircraft ahead. Sorry.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that I guess that's a new feature.
That's
so
a
we
new
have
feature, yeah.
we've been receiving complaints of people tailgating others and staying way too close, where it felt kind of unrealistic. We did have a build at some point that had jet blast.
Taxi to parking. At your discretion.
That sounds fun.
It's still sort of in the app. Like we could re-enable it,
Taxi to parking.
but we figured it would
November
cause
Delta Alpha.
too many
Badge
problems
697
with trolling.
Cross runway
So now we have this system where if you're too close to an airplane when you're not close to a parking spot, it's going to give you a little warning that you're a little bit too close. It's not a violation, just like a little nudge to remind people not to be too close. So it is not a violation. We're going the soft route first.
Putting an X-Cub behind an A380 would be the funnest thing.
Yeah, we did try that.
What was the outcome?
It was fun. I mean, you're thrown. You can fly for a little bit, but then you don't have enough air at some point, so you just crash to the ground.
Well, here we've managed to park the airplane at a very lovely random spot near Laura, so we can have a look at this livery. Let's just connect the stairs here and let the passengers out of this. Should we say it's an experimental flight? Parking away from the terminal.
It could be
VIP
just
passengers.
a charter,
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
like the some kind of football, soccer team or something.
Let's see, open the windows.
That's
Open
one
the
asking
windows.
if we can open the cockpit door. We can open the cockpit door. Yes.
There we go. Demonstrating that there.
Can you feel that humid New York
LaGuardia ground.
atmosphere?
Delta 2022. Ready to taxi with
take a look.
information India.
Yes, we can. This is super cool. Let's what we'll do, we'll go ahead and place the camera next to Laura's aeroplane over here, and then we'll go ahead and do a giveaway.
Thank you.
Laura, if you would like to pop a keyword into the chat we've got
Delta
here,
2022.
go ahead and configure that.
Contact tower when
Let's
ready.
see.
Taxiing to runway 31. Delta
I'm gonna find a
2022.
keyword.
United 501. Give way to aircraft on your left.
Give way to aircraft. United
I'm out of
501.
things.
See, just really basic. It doesn't.
There's not enough. There's not enough words.
There's not enough words.
All right, I'll go.
Okay,
second.
yeah, okay. Let me see here. Let me copy that. Let's go ahead and configure that real quick. So the way this is going to work, it's a keyword giveaway. And what that means is all you have to do is type in a special word in the chat which Laura has come up with today, and you'll automatically be entered into the giveaway for a chance of winning 1 month of Infinite Flight Pro. And it's really as easy as that. All you have to do is quite literally type a word. And then, of course, we'll get in touch with you on the forum, on Discord, or wherever works best for you if you win the prize. If you are entering the giveaway, please don't click off the stream because you could win. And if you click off the stream and you do win and you're not here to claim the prize, then unfortunately we'll have to re-roll it and give it to somebody else. So with that being said, the keyword for today's giveaway is, Laura, what is it?
Embraer.
There we go.
Be careful. The E and the A come in a very particular order. It's like typing Boeing.
Boing. There we go, 30 entries, 40 entries, 50 entries. Wow, it's going up quick. 60. That's nice to see.
Simon Weber is asking if LaGuardia will be 3D. That's one for you.
Yeah, it should be. I believe it is included in 22.7. Of course, we're using the 22.7 build today, flying this lovely new aeroplane, flying to LaGuardia. So I guess yes, the answer to that one. I hope it is anyway.
Give way to aircraft. November 1
I looked at the release list. I
November
believe
1
LaGuardia's
Charlie Mike. Hold position.
included.
LaGuardia ground. American 317 Victor Alpha. Ready for pushback with information India. Hold in position.
And I apologize again in advance if I caused any problems with taxiing to park in there. This is a completely different taxiway layout, so there was a bit of a
Pushback approved.
bit of a maze.
317 Victor Alpha.
Charlie Foxtrot Juliet
Okay, we have
You're on the active airport.
200
Please contact
entries in the
Livery
giveaway so
Ground
far,
on
which is absolutely
121.7.
incredible. To the 727 people watching live right now. Again, we'll give you 1 more minute to enter this giveaway for a chance of winning 1 month of Infinite Flight Pro, where you can gain access to multiplayer, all 3 servers, and the entire fleet of aircraft and more. So if you'd like to win that, or at least try to, all you have to do is type Embraer in the chat, and you'll automatically be entered into this giveaway. Nightbot will pick it automatically, so that's sorted for us, which is totally fair. We like a bot to do the work so that we don't pick someone out of the crowd,
November 1 Charlie
because that
Mike.
wouldn't be fair.
Thank you.
Nightbot's
Good
our
day.
best friend when it comes to
LaGuardia
giveaways. So
Ground. Redwood 1510 heavy.
we'll give it
Ready
30
for
more
pushback
seconds,
with
and we'll
information
roll it
Juliet.
and see who the winner is.
LaGuardia Ground, JetBlue 252, ready to taxi to runway 31 with information Juliet.
Let's see.
Thank you.
224 entries.
Redwood 1510
See, American
heavy.
Pilot has entered.
Pushback approved. Expect runway
Arvin,
31.
Av Ali,
United 35.
Avgeek Bill,
Pushback approved. Expect
That's a lot
Avia
of people.
001. There's a lot of
Pushback
people, yeah.
approved. Redwood 1510 heavy. LaGuardia Ground. Air
Okay.
Canada 713. Ready for
9,
pushback with information
8,
India.
7,
Pushback approved.
6,
United 35.
5,
JetBlue
4,
252.
3,
Taxi to runway
2.5,
31.
2,
Contact tower when ready.
1,
LaGuardia Ground.
0. The winner
Airbus
is
220. Request taxi
Sean
to
Lewis.
Boston.
Congratulations on winning 1 month of Infinite Flight Pro. Are you here? Please tell me you are. If you're here, send a wave or send a hello in the chat, or celebrate, whatever you'd like to do. And if you could leave us with your community forum username so that we can get in touch with you after this stream, that would be absolutely awesome. Alternatively, if you don't have an account on the forum, you can leave your Discord username with, of course, the hashtag and the numbers followed after your username as well, so that we can get in touch with you via PM on there. But congratulations on winning a month to Infinite Flight Pro. Yes, you're here. Hello. I can see you in the chat.
Congratulations.
Air Canada 713. LaGuardia Ground.
I love the reaction every time.
Ready to taxi with
Yeah.
information Juliet. Redwood
It's nice.
1510 heavy. Taxi to runway
Um,
31. Contact tower when
Thank you.
ready.
Yes, you're more than welcome,
Taxiing
Sean.
to
No
runway
worries at all.
31.
If you could leave us with a method of contact, that would be brilliant, so that we can get in touch with you and, of course, provide you with a month sub. That would be amazing.
LaGuardia Ground. United 35. Ready to taxi to runway
Is the
31
update out now?
information.
It's not out now. It's coming soon.
United 35.
Coming soon.
Taxi to runway 31. Contact tower
Famous
when
words.
ready.
I don't have Discord. That's not a problem at all. Do you have an account on the on our forum at all? The community forum?
Taxiing to runway 31. United 35.
If you do, then we can get in touch on there. I guess alternatively, if you don't have an account on there, then we could also get in touch on Instagram as well. If you'd like to leave your
Pushback
Instagram
approved.
name.
Expect runway 31.
Will Newark be in 3D? I've seen it in 3D, so it's being developed. I'm not sure. Is it out yet? It's not out, right?
I don't think it's out. I'm not too sure when it's supposed to. It might be. It might be in this. I'm not too sure. I wouldn't be able to say. So don't take me accountable for that one. 1 sec. Sorry, that's not a problem at all. No worries at all. We can have a quick chat about something else whilst we wait.
Pushback approved. JetBlue 223.
Laura, I guess we can start by wrapping up the stream, and by the time comes, we should have the contact information for our giveaway winner here. Is there
Yeah.
anything you would like to say
LaGuardia
about,
Ground.
of course,
Air Canada
the
713.
E175 and your
Ready to taxi to runway 31 with information
your
India.
goodbyes for this stream?
Oscar Hotel Whiskey, Oscar Whiskey.
I mean, just
At your discretion.
big thank you to everyone in the community for all the support
Oscar
throughout the
Hotel
years,
Whiskey, Oscar
and
Whiskey. Thank you. Good day.
we're
Air Canada
we're super
713.
happy that
Taxi to runway
the jet is
31.
finally coming out.
Contact tower
Been a
when
long time
ready.
coming.
Taxiing to runway
Um,
31.
Pretty sure you're
Air
going to
Canada
enjoy it.
713.
So we can't wait to see your
Give
all your feedback.
Give way to aircraft. Air Canada
And
713.
again, thanks for being on the stream, and Dan again for these awesome greatly produced streams. super clean. I just wish we had the music on our end though.
Yeah, that's one thing that would be nice. We tried to test some things out the other day, Jason and I, where you would have been able to hear the audio and seen me and seen the iPad screen as well all at once. Unfortunately,
cool.
it didn't work, which is annoying. But I mean, the feature we tried to use was relatively new anyway. It's just come out, so hopefully once that's iterated on in the future, we can get this to work. And because I get it would be nice if you could see me, hear the music, and see what's going on rather than looking at a screen, not wondering what's going on your end. Sean, just quickly again, if you could leave us with a method of contact, that would be greatly appreciated. Whatever works for you. Otherwise, I guess we can't wrap up the stream just yet.
I mean, if they message us and they have one way to verify that it's them.
That's it, yeah. I've done that before, and we can try it again. If you have a way of verifying that it is your YouTube channel, for example, then we can just roll with that. Maybe that's what we'll do on this occasion as well, because it seems like Sean's having a few problems here trying to provide us with their forum name, which is fine. That's not a problem at all. We'll leave the option open anyway for 20 to 48 hours or something after the stream ends, so we can get that sorted for you. Here, before we end the stream, I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to our captains and super fans. So if I get those up really quickly, again, I'd like to say a big thank you to those who have become channel members on this stream. By becoming a channel member, you support the AOPA Foundation's You Can Fly program. And all of the revenue generated by channel memberships goes directly to them. So it's going to a good cause, and thank you so much for being a channel member. Let's give a shout out then to our captains and super fans, which are Nots Kibnet, Grayson, Cash, Jinko, Av Ali, Drav, Chris Wing, Adam, Nick Masterson, Tyler, Grab, Captain Sky Marshall, Dark Serpent Gaming, Gonzo, Terrell Martin, Aviator Griff, Eli, Butter Zero, Josh K, Golf Hotel Alpha Zulu Bravo, Simon Webber, and Crazy B. Thank you for being channel members, and thank you to every channel member here on this channel. Let me open Nightbot real quick. I've left my contact. I don't have Discord. I have my email. We don't have it on our end. If you could reach out to us, Sean, on social media, that would be brilliant. Whether that's, I guess you could send us an email or try to reach out on our Instagram. We'll keep an eye on that for the next day or so. See if we can find that for you. But I think the best way, I mean, we get quite wrapped up in DMs on Instagram anyway, so if you could potentially leave an email and that can be forwarded to me, that would be great. I think that's the easiest way. I don't think it'll be missed out that way either. But congratulations again. Don't worry, we'll get it sorted for you. On my end, I would like to say a massive thank you for tuning into this stream. It's been amazing. It's been fun. I really do hope you've enjoyed it and enjoyed seeing the live preview of the upcoming E175. It's a lovely airplane. You'll get it soon. That's our favourite word here. Laura, thank you so much for, of course, coming on this stream today and chatting with everybody and answering many questions that I typically can't answer because I'm not a very technical person at Infinite Flight. But yeah, no, thank you so much. Definitely come on more streams as well when you get a chance. Yeah, you're always welcome. Even when you see me streaming and you want to come on, say hey, Dan, invite me. Hey, anyway. Thank you all so much for watching. It's been a blast. It's been super, super fun. I'm very happy to, of course, entertain you on this fine Wednesday. Enjoy the update when it comes. Until then, keep the dirty side down. Take care, everybody. And until then, we will see you in the next stream. Goodbye.